motion because God gives you a word and he tells you to give it to the people, and then they set it in motion. So that is what your purpose for this particular moment is. I really don't believe it's not by accident that every person in this room is here, and everyone that's here is supposed to be here. What a miracle. Thank you for being obedient to such a call as this. So for the past 5 years, I'd wake up early morning hours and begin to write. Sometimes writing in my sleep. Then in the morning, I would grab my pad to see what God had given me. I had to interpret it because it was so mangled and just all over the paper. But after piecing together what was severely broken, we get Belle. The movie. There's a twist. Then I was told that Belle had to be a book first. I wrote it as a movie. But then God said, no, release Belle as a book. So I had to take what was written in first person to something that had to be changed to third person. I thought, really, God? So in the midst of working at a prison, caring for my sick mother, a marriage of my son and his and my beautiful daughter-in-law, and having twins, Caleb and Kennedy, from my daughter Taylor, how do I do it all? Then when I'm almost done, my mother's health goes way south. She needs oxygen. She can't care for herself at all. So for the love of my dear Belle, and my mother's name is Lily Belle. Belle. So for the love of my dear Belle, nothing can keep me from it. So in the dark hours after I got her to bed, my baby begins to kick. And so in the midst of so much, here comes Belle. What a special God-given gift. God will use you to tell everyone what he wants them to know. He wants you to remember that through all of the junk, all of the smoke, all of the even heartache, brokenness, wars, sickness, disease, the pandemic, that he sent us here for a purpose. And do you remember what that purpose is? Because nothing else matters. We are all here to minister something, whether it be good or whether it be the other. I'm here today to minister that thing called Belle, that I hope will point you to the one thing that is the very most important thing in my life, Jesus Christ. Then you will remember. So, but you must put down some things and learn what I think is also important about what I'm here for. And God has told me to tell you to read again. Read again. I'm going to say that again. Read again. A lot of times we don't read anymore. We use our phone for everything. We don't pick up, we don't study. And this book is a book. It's a story. It's a journey of a young lady, and her journey is up, has very highs and has very lows. It's just like our life story. But in the midst of all of that, God gave her her vision of what she's supposed to do when she got to earth. But because of all of the stuff, she forgot what her dream was. She forgot what God had put her on this earth to do. But then someone, because she had something that was inside of her that she could not let go, but someone turned her back to the person that gave her her mission, which was Christ. Okay? So that is what Belle is about. Belle shows us The unknown is where your miracle lies. Don't be afraid to step into the unknown, because if it's not unknown, then it's not a miracle. If you really thought about that. If you already know it, then it's easy and comfortable for you to move around in that space. But the unknown, and today is the unknown. Nobody knew what would happen today. I had no idea that anybody would even come today. I'm in awe. But I made a decision to step into the unknown. Get out of your comfort zone. Failure means you're closer to your dream. I don't know if you understand that, but I do. I'm a little weird, y'all. So once you fail, see, I believe there are forces that come to stop you from doing what you're supposed to do. And so if you fail, that means that the forces succeeded in stopping you. So, but if you know that, okay, something's stopping me from doing what I'm supposed to do, then you fight a little harder the next time because you know what mistakes you made. So failure means that you're closer to your dream. I think right now we're all in the unknown. And God is saying this to me right now. He says, when we are weak, He is strong. Amen. So when we don't know where we're going, it is unknown. We are at our weakest point. That's when He can show Himself strong. That means that He says, okay, Peggy is out on that limb. She's about to step. She's got that faith. She weak though. Let me just lift her up and carry her on up to the next dimension. That's what I believe. He sees what you cannot see in yourself. So Vail will motivate you to take the next step. Some of you are there already. And God will open the doors that you thought were locked. So keep the faith. And I want to say this. I was thinking about this in weird people create. And I'm a little weird, y'all. And everybody here knows me. My sister's laughing. Knows that I'm a little, I passed the note. Lavada note. I'm a little weird. And so weird people have something in them that's a little different. A little different. It's like, she's a little different. I've always been different, but I didn't know how to embrace my differences. But now, I'm stepping into the unknown. All right. I will embrace my differences. It's who I am. My hair, my everything about me is different from everybody in this room. Everybody is uniquely made by God. Amen. If I make a sound in here right now, God hears, he'll know who exactly that sound comes from. It comes from me. And then if Miss Robin up front, if she makes a sound, he'll know that that's Robin. Because we are, even our fingerprints, down to our fingerprints, we are uniquely made. So I was thinking about something last night in my sleep, and I had to get up and type it. And I've always been in love with literature. I've always loved literature. Even in college, I played in a play, and it was called, I played Laura Wright Reed in one of Langston Hughes's musicals. It was called Tambourines to Glory. I love singing in the rain. How many of you remember singing in I'll be singing in the rain. See, I remember those old musicals with Fred Astaire. Somewhere Over the Rainbow. I remember those. Those stay with me. I really, when I was little, believed that there was a pot of gold at the end of a rainbow. How many of y'all believe that? Some people don't, but I really believed if I could follow that rainbow, that it would lead me to a pot of gold. Another one was zippity-doo-dah, zippity-day. A lot of people pass that stuff by, but I never would pass that stuff by. One of the most remembered was People probably remember this about the color purple. You told Harpo to beat me, but I killed them. You know, but I remember that. But I also remember Suge Avery's sister. You've been on my mind, sister. See, people think differently. They receive differently. And that's what Bell is about. Bell, when you read Bell, it's going to point you to God, of course, the first and foremost. But Bell wants to let everybody in this room know that there's all kinds of obstacles in life, all kinds of hills, and all kinds of valleys that you can go through in life. But once you get to that valley and to your lowest point, you have nowhere to go but up. Belle is a beautiful love story. There's all kinds of symbolism in Belle. And what I'm going to do and then I'm going to go ahead and sign some books. I'm going to read one thing out of Belle. And then we'll move forward. Okay. Okay. Chapter, page 21, it's called The Fight. All of these thoughts and feelings of rejection flooded Maria's mind. It was overwhelming. She needed the noise, condemnation, accusations, and the judgments in her head to stop. It was like a runaway freight train of thoughts. Maria needed the noise to stop. All of the noise came to an abrupt halt when a truck with loud music pulled up close to her as she walked. The young man inside the truck asked Maria if she needed a ride. Maria just ignored him as if she didn't hear him. Then he said, looks like you need me. Looking into the truck, Maria said, I don't need you or anyone. As she continued to walk, the young man said, well, you may need someone. You may not need anyone, but that bright-eyed baby looks tired. And she might appreciate a lift, especially in that heat. Stopping to look at Belle and notice that she was looking a little peaky, Maria decided to take the ride. Tired and unhappy, but concerned for Belle, Maria jumped into the truck. With music blasting and an inviting smile that offered her momentary refuge, the man in the truck offered Maria a drink. With Belle in her arms, Maria took the bottle of venom, all the while thinking, what could be worse than what she was feeling at that moment? In her weakness, Maria drank the poison that was given, even though her spirit was telling her no. After a few sips, it seemed that her feeling of despair had departed, even if it were just for a moment. That old Ford truck pulled up to Maria's parents' yard. Maria jumped out with Belle in her arms. Anxiously, Maria knocked at her mother's door. In shock, her mother opened the screen door. And without hesitation, Maria shoved Belle into her mother's arms. Backing off the porch in a climate-changing moment, Maria said, I finished my test, Mama. Now it's your turn. Turning her back, making a claim of temporary empowerment, Maria jumped back into the noisy truck, picked up the bottle of wine, and as the young man drove off, she put the bottle to her lips and turned it up as if she were washing everyone and everything away in a river of wine. With her dad running to see what was going on, her mother stepped off the porch and screamed, "Maria! Maria, don't do this! We can help you! Let us help you!" And I can't tell you what happened after that. I'm going to let you find out. And then I'm going to read one more little excerpt. Okay. So remember, Maria had a baby. And the baby's name is Belle. And she left the baby with her parents. At that moment, G-Pop was working in the barn. The startling sound stopped him in his tracks. He dropped his tools. He sat in the barn with his back against the wall, listening to the beautiful music that was coming from inside the house. Even though he could not see her playing it, he knew that little girl named Belle was playing his violin. G-Pop's heart began to melt as the amazing sound penetrated his once cold, unforgiving, bitter heart. Belle's rhythm and tone were so unique that trying to anticipate her next note was impossible. G-Pop wondered where she had learned this music from, because it was not something that he had written or even played. He thought, who had written this piece? This masterpiece had provoked every emotion within G-Pop to come forth, allowing him a choice to replace his bitter, broken heart with the delivering love of God. Belle's music was breathtakingly beautiful, so much so that G-Pop was under the influence of this amazing sound. At the pinnacle of the sound, this composition sent healing waves of water, cleaning all that had an ear to hear. It was evident that G-Pop had an ear to hear what God was speaking to his heart. He had come down to live in Belle's praise, healing G-Pop and delivering him from that faraway place and bringing him back home. And the tears flowed rivers from his heart. It transported him into the heavens, where he felt what he did not, understood what he didn't, and had powers that he didn't have, which took him from one condition to another. At the same time, Belle had a glimpse of her future where she gave but lost nothing. This life-changing sound resonated even after the music momentarily ceased. He realized that he had come to himself. He was thinking, how could he make a little miracle feel so rejected when his Father in heaven had never rejected him? And those are some excerpts from Belle. So I just want to say thank you all for coming. I'm in awe of what God is doing. He has told me he's going to make it a movie, so I'm going to put it in the atmosphere.
All right.
It is a movie.
Yeah.
And I just want to thank you for coming. And now we're going to sign some books. And I love you all. Thank you.